Hello everyone, Swing Wing Sing is back again today with another new unboxing video. And today we have a surprise package which is... That's right, we've got 3 kits today in the package which I received. All 3 are 1144 kits and we are going to build one of them. Which one? That is a suspense. Keep watching as we go forward in the video. Alright, so for the purpose of this video we have a different angle at which you see the 3 kits here. So the first one is an F-15, the second one is an F-4, and the third one in the small box is a Jaguar. All 3 of them are Academy kits. So recently I bought these kits off a site called kingkit.co.uk. They were priced very cheap. They were selling it at a discounted price, especially the Jaguar and the F4 Phantom. This was slightly expensive, but all 3 of them combined were really cheap, and so I decided to get all of them because after a lot of builds in 72nd scale, I just wanted to go a little softer on the scale aspect, and so I thought of building a few smaller scaled kits, and so here we are with these 1144 kits. So what are we going to build today? We are going to build the F-4F Phantom, and so let's quickly have a look at the unboxing of this kit. So today we are looking at a legend, the MiG Killer, the double ugly, the proof that if you put enough engine on a brick, even a brick can fly, the McDonnell Douglas F4 Phantom II, but with a twist. Today we're looking at it in 1144 scale by Academy and has been shrunk down to the size of a chicken nugget in this kit. So let's quickly look at the kit here, and you see that the box art looks fantastic. You see 2 German or Luftwaffe F-4F Phantoms flying in formation. They're loaded with AIM-7 Sparrows, and we'll come to that shortly, and 2 outer wing drop tanks. So it says scale 1144 Luftwaffe F-4F. Now the F-4F was the version that was solely built for the Luftwaffe or the German Air Force. So a quick tooling history, because this kit is pretty old and it traces its roots back to 1984. Over the years, this exact simple plastic molding has traveled the world, being shared and reboxed by Minicraft, Academy, and at one point even Heller. Okay, so a look at the box art. So we've got Luftwaffe F-4F scale 1144 with the 2 F-4Fs flying in formation here. It says 50 years since 1969. It then says glues and paint not included. The look of the actual product may vary slightly from the pictures shown on the box, and we'll come to that aspect as well. It then says Academy, gives the Academy website www.academyhobby.com with the Academy logo and the Academy plastic model kit logo. Moving on to the longer edge here, and we see that it's got the F4 in a kind of view that it's coming towards you and moving, oblique to your face so that the needle-like pitot tube doesn't pierce your eye. But it says simply Luftwaffe F-4F accurately reproduced 1144 scale aircraft, easy to assemble kit. Moving to the shorter edge, the same box art, not exactly the box art, but what you saw on the longer edge. It's got F-4F, Academy hobby model kits, and the kit number 12611. On the other longer edge, you've got the, I believe these are warning messages in 10 different languages, and more importantly, it says made in Philippines. On the right, it's got the barcode, and it says for ages 14 and up, and that's about it. So let's dive into the box and look at the contents then. All right, straight away, so we're greeted with the what I believe is the instruction sheet here, so we'll put that to the side. We've then got a single plastic bag with all the screws, I guess. Put that to the side as well. We've got the decals here, and of course we've got some guidelines for beginners with the basic tools required: scissors, tweezers, your nippers or cutters, and then you've got, you know, scissors to cut the decal sheet, how to apply the decal sheet. So basic instructions, and what kind of cement and glue or paint to be used for this, assembling this particular kit. So that information, and then you've got this yellow standard warning message. It says, before starting to assemble, read the instruction manual very carefully to understand the instructions. Before cutting parts off of screws, check the part number again and use the appropriate tool, blah blah blah. Avoid danger of suffocation. That means that just because I mentioned that the size of the overall model is like a chicken nugget doesn't mean that you should stuff it into your mouth and start eating it. Of course, you can read them. So let's quickly look at the decal sheet first, because that's the one I have easy access to. I don't have to cut open the bag. So here's the decal sheet, and you see that it's got the Luftwaffe markings on it, printed nicely. It's got the Luftwaffe symbol, the squadron insignia here, the German flag, and of course the tail number, or I should say the serial number 3828. Now, I've read about this and I found that this holds some historical importance, and we'll talk about the historical importance of the particular serial number during the build video. But for now, these are the decals. They look pretty okay to me. And now let's get into the instruction sheet. As you can see here, here's the instruction sheet. We've got the same box art that we had here. We've got a painting and decal placement guide, and on the other side we've simply got 1, 2, 3, and 4 steps in total. Of course, it takes a little more than 4 steps to assemble the entire kit, but 4 major steps in which you can actually accomplish the assembly of this kit. We've then got some color callouts here, and I believe those are, so we've got color callouts for Revell Aqueous Hobby Color, Mr. Color, Life Color, Humbrol, and Testors Enamel paints. So all those color callouts, but since you know that I don't use any of those colors, I use Camlin. So those are the colors that I'm going to use to accomplish this build. So let's move into the sprues then. And right off the bat, we've got the clear part, which is your canopy, single piece. Of course, in that scale, there is only that much that you can do about it. Not very detailed. It's almost like a flat canopy. Well, the Phantom canopy isn't that flat though. I built a 72nd scale Phantom a couple of years back, and I realized the canopy, it's actually a huge canopy, but this one is almost like a flat canopy, just good enough to, you know, place it over there, just to kind of say that, well, you have a canopy there. All right, and then sprues. So the first one is the fuselage halves, and as you can see here, you know, it's got detailed panel lines in there. It doesn't have any cockpit detail except, you know, these 2 seats here. Let me bring a close up. Just these 2 seats out here, and nothing more than that. So that's that. But have a look at the panel lines here, very nicely done. And this kit was famous because it came with, you know, engraved panel lines and it's very easy to detail these engraved panel lines with some wash, which of course I will use once I start the build. So that's the first sprue. And then moving on to the second sprue, we've got the wings. Again, very detailed, nice detail of the panels there, good panel line detailing. Then you've got the drop tanks, then you've got the wheels. Of course I won't be using it because I'm going to make mine in a wheels up configuration, which is in flight. And then you've got some air intake assembly and the exhaust assembly out here, and that's about it. All right, so here we are, and that's the Academy 1144 scale Luftwaffe F-4F. I am going to start off with this build shortly. If you like this quick unboxing, give me a thumbs up, to consider subscribing to the channel so that I can bring you more unboxing videos. So see you again in the build video. Bye bye, take care.